And I thought, oh my goodness, in a way, that's the sort of thing we had to go through at Johnston College-wide. In other words, it's bringing in dimension in our academic education is usually thought in terms of academics, but in the educational process, both faculty and students are engaging in something that they're assumed to be humane, to become human beings rather than professors and students. So all the barriers of the social categories needed to be abolished because we are all human beings, and the difference is primarily age difference and then gender difference. And when these differences become a blockage in learning, no matter how good the teacher is or how good the students are, learning is not as effective as, I think that's the assumption, as it could be. And that was, I think, part of the reason to humanize the learning process and be honest with each other. I mean, honesty had such high value in this field. And many people resisted that because it is kind of a brainwashing process. And I remember also there was a highly politicized agenda that was with the beginning of the institution. One of the Johnston faculty members was charged by the university as being a communist and had offended the law before she arrived. This was in connection with the anti-war movement at the time around Stanford. And the university did not want her to become, even after signing the contract, without knowing about her background. So the initial political dispute with the university administration was how to protect the status of that faculty member. And the university was keen on getting rid of her. So the Pilgrim Pines, the retreat place that we had meeting was primarily about the committee decision regarding the status of this woman faculty.
So you can imagine the political scene. You've had 6 hours of this highly emotional, confrontational sometimes, emotional, empathetic more frequently. Everybody is on tenterhooks, everyone is sensitive and alert, and then we have this big political crisis that a woman who, by the way, is Jewish, has been accused of criminal trespass at the Stanford Research Institute. Somebody called George Armacost, for whom the library is named, who was the president, and told him, you got a commie down there. Jeannie was actually probably to the left of the communists. So he didn't know that. And the local paper got a hold of it. This was a very conservative town, more so then than it is now, and it's still fairly conservative. And so you can imagine what it was like that 182 new students, just put 182 people in this room. Somebody's trying to get rid of one of your own, this group you just joined. They've been here about as long as you have. And you can imagine what the tension was like and what the feeling was like. So it was a very traumatic and exciting beginning that centered around trying to make college, because we didn't really have a plan. We were all doing it together. But we didn't have a plan that was coherent anyway. We had a plan that wasn't very good. There's a good story about that, and how that happened. And then Jeannie's fate. Jeannie Friedman's a very powerful figure, highly articulate, smart, politically dedicated, and in your face. And she was good at it. So that was really exciting. And none of us had really done this before. I'd never been in a tea group. I didn't know what the hell it was. It was all new to us. And it was the 1969, 70. It was a new era. It was liberating. Things were breaking down. All of the stuff that we've seen and heard about the 70s was true. I'm a guy of the 50s. I grew up. American graffiti is my high school days. And this wasn't American graffiti. This was a very different world. We all had. Josh comes from Tokyo and he walks into this. It was pretty exciting. Well, other kinds of things. We can again.